have a specific position in favor of independence, but I don't know anyone inside Stop the War who hasn't been out chapping the doors, handing out leaflets, doing stalls, and fighting for an independent Scotland. The reason for that is that we are sick and tired to the back teeth of the warmongers at Westminster, who, as Tommy said earlier, always have a blank check for war, but can never look after the people in our own country. We're sick and tired of military aid and bombs being sent around the world, allegedly in our name. That is not in our name. The current situation in Palestine and for the people of Gaza is the most recent and most egregious example of the British government and the BBC's complicit in war crimes and the murder of innocent civilians. While the BBC refuses to cover the independence campaign, the inspirational campaign of grassroots individuals building in their local communities, building a better future for an independent Scotland, they also refuse to show the war crimes that Britain and America support in Palestine. As of yesterday afternoon, more than 1,000 Palestinians have been murdered in Gaza. It's an absolute shame that when the BBC talks about the situation, they talk about the number of Israeli soldiers which have been killed, but don't even mention the fact that they are the aggressor and the occupier of Palestine. I don't know if people realize this, but the Gaza Strip is the same landmass area as North and South Uist combined. But in Gaza, there are 1.8 million people living there. That's 600 times as many people as live in North and South Uist. And when the Israeli army says that they have warned people to leave their houses before they start to bomb, as the fourth largest and most powerful military in the world, it's a load of rubbish because there's nowhere for them to go. And when they take refuge in UN schools and hospitals, the Israeli occupation force army continues to bomb those hospitals and schools anyway, killing the children who are hiding inside. This is a situation that the BBC refuses to show, refuses to give an account of the situation inside Gaza. Because why? Because they back the Tory party in Westminster every step of the way. The reason the BBC refuses to cover the independence campaign is the same reason they refuse to cover the truth about what's happening and the murder of Palestinian men, women, and children. We can do better than Westminster. We can establish an independent Scotland where we make friends instead of enemies, where we don't need military force, where we send hospital ships instead of warships. And I want to see independence on the 19th of September. One of the first things that we can do to break the poison special relationship with America that Tony Blair and George Bush forged in the fires of lies and the hell that they brought on the heads of Iraqi civilians was, if we establish on the 19th of September a division between us and America, we are going to set a path towards peace and leadership in the world for non-nuclear powers who make friends. You make more friends with bread than you do bombs. And if we, to just start with one policy is to get rid of trident nuclear weapons. The second policy is that Scotland can be the first country in the world, just like we were the first city in the world to recognize Nelson Mandela and freedom for South Africa from apartheid. Glasgow and Scotland can be the first country in the world to establish a Palestinian embassy and recognize our brothers and sisters who are not recognized by any other country in the world. Freedom for Palestine, freedom for Scotland, vote yes. Let us get this country moving in the right direction for peace, freedom, and a nuclear-free future. Thank you very much.